Sirens. Yesterday it was a plane, today it's sirens. So yesterday I made a video talking about how you can make a six-figure income in 5 hours per week. So I was trying to get a certain number. My number was $400. I wanted to make $400 in a day in under an hour and show you that it's pretty easy to do that. So today when I woke up, I thought, what if I traded my focus to the time aspect instead of the money aspect? Another plane. So like I was saying, today I wanted to switch up my focus from the money aspect to the time aspect, meaning what if you don't have a lot of time to trade? What if you're going to work at a regular job and you've only got a few minutes at the beginning of the day to try to place some trades? Can you still be successful doing that? The answer is yes, absolutely. You can still be successful doing that. And that's exactly what I did today. And I made $217 in 12 minutes. So in a second, I'm going to break down step by step exactly what I did and how I traded it and how easy it would be for you to do the same thing. Now, once again, I traded with small size today because I figure a lot of people watching these videos, nobody's watching the video now, but someday there will be people watching the videos. And a lot of those people will not have tens of thousands of dollars to trade with every day. They'll be closer to having $1,000, $2,000, maybe even in the hundreds of dollars to trade with every day. So I want to try to trade in a way that more closely resembles the people who will actually be seeing this. Because who cares if some millionaire is showing off that he made $10,000 today? Because when you know what you're doing, anybody can make $10,000 with a gigantic stack of money. But it's actually harder to trade well when you've got less money. So I think that it's important to kind of keep the perspective and realize that a lot of people aren't going to have a gigantic trading account. So I wanted to sort of more closely mirror what those people will be dealing with as I'm making these specific videos. Now, obviously in the future, I'll make other videos where I trade with a lot larger size just to kind of show how you can do that too if you've got more money to play with. But to get started with the videos in this channel, I'm deliberately trying to keep it small. And I also wanted to show, today was a great example of just how well the trend strategy works. So if you've read my book, Secrets of the Lone Wolf Trader, you'll know that I'm all about jumping on a trend and riding a trend until it loses its momentum. And one of the key things to making that strategy work is knowing when to jump in and knowing when to get out. And sometimes it might be an hour, sometimes it might be a few minutes. But knowing the specifics of when a trend starts and when a trend is losing steam are very important. And so today I set out to trade with a very, very short time frame. Like I wanted to keep it under 15 minutes, and I just wanted to see how well I could do in a very short time frame, and that's what I did. So let's check out the results right now. Here we can see my one trade that I made today on the Triple Q. We can see that I made a 9.33% P&L for the day, and that amounted to $217. And I did all this in exactly 12 minutes. And here we can see the detailed breakdown of exactly when my entries and exits happened. And you'll notice that I got in with all 6 of my contracts at 8:33 a.m. Now you'll see that it says on the very bottom here, +1 to open, and then right above that, +5 to open. So basically I got 1 contract and then I got 5 more that same minute, about 20 seconds later, because you'll see the first one happened at 8:33:11. So 11 seconds into the minute of 8:33, and then the next 5 I opened up about 20 seconds after that. And then you'll see that I slowly peeled out one by one all the way until I was completely out 12 minutes later at 8:45 a.m. And now we'll switch to the actual chart and I'll go minute by minute and tell you exactly why I did everything the way that I did. All right, here we see the wide view of the cues. Now, this gray section in the middle here that you see represents overnight. So one of the things that I do every single morning is I take a look at what happened overnight and in pre-market conditions. And that helps me determine what I think might happen right at the market open. And today, honestly, I thought that there was a very good chance that we were going to fill this gap pretty quickly, because you see over here on the left, right around at 369, 62 area where my cursor is hovering, this is where we closed yesterday. And then where we opened was all the way down here at 365.84. Now, a lot of times when you'll get a gap, either a gap up or a gap down, that gap will fill fairly quickly. And when you say fill the gap, it means it goes back to the location that it was previously when it closed. So this morning, I thought there was probably a good chance that a lot of stop orders would have gone off and we would have immediately popped up pretty quickly and filled the gap. So I wanted to hang out a little bit before I got into anything, but I quickly saw something. Now, if we zoom into the chart here, you can see what happened right at the first few minutes here. And then if we look at the detailed entries that I made, you'll see I got in at 8:33. So that's 3 minutes in. That's this green candle, this doji candle right here, this 3rd minute in. Now, why did I get in here? Well, I got in here because I thought that we were going to pop up, and we didn't. So the first minute of the open, we fell, but then it wanted to retrace, didn't really have the steam to do it. And then that 3rd minute, the very top of the wick here is right at about the same point as the top of the wick on the 1st minute candle, and it couldn't break above that. Now, when I saw those things in combination, along with the fact that we were completely stacked bearish, meaning the 50 EMA right here was below the 200 EMA, and the alligator indicator was also below both of those EMAs, and the price was below the fastest period moving average, which is the lips of the alligator here. We've got the lips, the teeth, and the jaw. Lips being the fastest EMA, teeth being the medium, and the jaw being the slowest. Now, with everything stacked in this way that it was stacked, that's completely bearish. And If you know the way that my strategy works, I only follow the trends. So at this moment, the way that we're looking right here, I'm only going to go short. I would need something radically different to convince me that it would be a good place to go long here. And with this third candle, doing what it did, sort of being a doji and showing that you cannot break up above the highs on the first minute, I thought to myself, well, at some point during the day, we're probably going to retrace and come back and fill the gap, but it's not going to be right now. So I'm going to take advantage of this first thing in the morning. That's why I got in right here at minute number 3. Now, we can see that the price just fell. It just sort of came back and retraced a little bit here, but it kept on falling. And you'll see that with each candle, that's a pretty big red candle, that's when I got out one contract. So each one of these big red candles is where I'm closing out one of my contracts until the very last one being at 8:45 a.m., which is right here. This really, really big red candle right here. I got out all of the remaining positions right here. And one of the reasons why I wanted to trade this way today is I just wanted to get in and out really fast, just to prove a point that you can trade in as little as 15 minutes and still actually make a really, good profit on your money. So you can see in hindsight that I would have made even more if I would have stayed in about another 10 minutes or so, because this is the ultimate spot right here at this 852. If I had held on a little bit longer, I could have squeezed out even a little more profit right here. But I'm fine with that. I still made over $200 in 12 minutes, which is great. Now, another thing that's cool about the way that I trade, and this can show you, prove my point right here, is that you don't even need to be right on the day. You only need to be right in the very specific time frame in which you're working. So I was only working in this first 15-minute stretch of the day. Now, normally I don't even get involved this quick. Normally I'll sit out at least 10 or 15 minutes at the beginning of the day, but when I saw just how strongly everything was stacked to the downside, and when I saw that the price could not break up above this first minute highs by minute number 3, I thought, well, we're definitely going to fall, at least for a little bit at the beginning of the session until it turns around and does something else. And so in hindsight, I was right. Now, if you didn't want to get involved, you could have waited until the price got up above the 200 EMA. Now, you could have actually gone long after 922 right here. And I wouldn't have gotten in at 922. I would have waited until about 930 when I saw that the price did this small little retracement, but then did not break through the 200. When I saw that the price would have broken above the 200 and then bounced off of it, and the 200 would have held as a support level, I could have gotten long there and just rode that from this 366 all the way up to this 369 and made 3 points here. But the way that I traded, I was at 365, got out 364. I made $200 on a 1-point move in 12 minutes. You could have traded this way and made even more money. It would have taken you longer. It would have taken you about 2 hours to get the entirety of the move, but you could have gone long from here at 9:30 until here at 11:30 and made yourself 3 points. So you could have made an even bigger profit if you had traded long. So the point is, whether you're going long or short, if you trade with the trend, whichever way the trend is going, in my case, the way that I traded this morning, I traded in 12 minutes was small size, just 6 contracts in total, and made $200 on it. You could have traded long over here and been prepared to hold a lot longer, and you could have made more money going long. And I wanted to trade small size, as I said at the beginning of the video, because I know a lot of traders are trading small size in their own accounts. And, with the way that I traded today, each one of these contracts was about $240 average. So if you had just over $1,000 in your account, you could have traded exactly the same way with the same size that I traded. And if you had more money in your account, you could have traded with a larger size, but done exactly the same thing strategically and made even more money. So once again, that shows you just how easy it is when you just pay attention to the chart and just get in and out at the right time. Whether you're going long or short, just make sure that the trend is going in your favor and you can make money. All right, and that was how you can make good money, hundreds of dollars per day or more, depending on the size you're playing with, in as little as 5, 10, 15 minutes. You do not need to be in the market all day long in order to be successful. You only have to know what to look for and just be able to jump in and get out at the right times. That's it. So thanks again for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you can see more videos when I make them. If you haven't already picked up my book, Secrets of the Lone Wolf Trader, please get that and have a read. I'll leave a link in the description below. And thanks again for watching. See you next time.